This recording is going to try and introduce you to PageBreeze, which is a free online HTML editor. And you can use this to create any of your home pages or teacher-created content pages. Before you get started, I suggest that you get organized and create the folder you want to save your pages in. If you are inside your My Documents, you just kind of want to think how you want to organize it. I put everything inside Integrated 2, and then I go by school year, and then you'll see home pages, which is where I put all of the pages. You'll see you'll want to collect your pictures, and you see Geschke here, and then I have Illuminate Schedule Graphic. The main difference between using Word versus using an HTML editor is you have to save all your pictures and diagrams as pictures or diagrams, and then get them collected in the same folder as you're going to have your pages. Okay. In order to get started, you want to open up PageBreeze. If you go File, New Page, you will see all of these different previews. If you want to take a look at what the previews look like, you can click Preview Template and just kind of click through till you find one that you like. What I liked about this blue line one was that it had the horizontal links at the top. I'm not good enough at HTML code to be able to create that from beginning, so I used this template and went from there. You have to give it a page title before it will create the page. But once you do, you've got your page title here. One thing I did not like about this was this gray area right at the top. So if you see how I just kind of hover over when it gets all of the arrows, it selected it, and then I can move it. And I moved it right to the top, and that went ahead and got rid of the that space at the top. The next thing that I noticed was that this is a gray background, and I don't want it showing up gray. So if you go to the Page Properties tab and click on Set Page Background, you can change the background to be white. Next thing to notice here is Set Visited Link Color. See how that's purple? I really didn't like it being a separate color, so I changed to blue. That way, whether they visited the link or not, everything's going to be blue. Okay, that's all I did here on Page Properties, and notice now the background is white. You can, once you get your main template, kind of how you like it for all of your pages, I recommend Save Copy of Pages Template. Notice how mine is called Mindy Template. Save it. And then whenever you're going to create a new page, all you have to do is open up that page, and even if you see a new page, look here, Mindy Template is right there. It's going to open it. You're good to go. All of your settings are set. Okay. So that's it on just getting started. Now in the Normal tab, that's this where you're going to do your editing. I would recommend that you plan your page out before you get started. Now let me kind of explain. If you are familiar with Excel, this will make sense to you, but all of these HTML pages are set up as tables with rows and columns. So think about what you want, and I'll just kind of go through. The page that I just set up, it had those two different rows at the top. One that had all of the links in it, and the other one that said Integrated Math 2. So those two rows were set. Now thinking of the rest of the page, I created a table that had one row and two columns. Okay, and in this first column, that's where I created this little text that I made as a hyperlink, and then this little text that I made as a hyperlink. If we go back real quick here to do a table, let's see, I'm going to close this ink here, talk to myself, insert table. I made it one row with two columns, and it was 100% of the page. But that's not where I want to do it. Let's try that again. One row, two columns. Okay, and we see the table is right here. In this first column, I think I did Who's My Teacher? And then I did Getting Started, maybe not in that order. You can make as many links here as you want, make them whatever you want. But to create the link, highlight the text, and then just click on this nice little link symbol, and you can choose what page you want to link it to. And I created another page that was called Who's My Teacher, and that's how you create the link. Who's My Teacher creates the link, and then it's right there. Okay, Getting Started. I have a page called Getting Started. Okay, so that's how you go ahead and create the links. In the second column, what I wanted to do was I wanted to create a table within a table. And in this table, I wanted it to be one column with two different rows. And in the first row, this is where I wrote weekly video. And in the second row, this is where I had my video. Okay? So if we look at PageBreeze and how to do that over here, inside this column, I'm going to insert a table that's going to have, what did I say, 2 rows and 1 column. Okay, and then you can go ahead and in this you're going to write your weekly video, and then in this column that's where you're going to insert your video code. And the easy way to do that, you get yourself inside there, insert HTML code, and that's where you would paste your the TeacherTube code, okay, which is in a different video. So go ahead and what you want to do is you want to kind of plan out and edit and format your columns and tables and cells and all that as you go, because once you have left it, it becomes a little bit more challenging. Haven't figured out that, so let me know if you have any questions. Let's see, what else have I done? Right when you're inserting the tables, that's when you can set the percent width. Like if you want it to be 50% of this column, 50% in this column, or do you want one to be 75%, one to be 25%? That's up to you. All right, HTML source, that's the next tab that you go to, and this is where you see all the wonderful code that you're going to use. What I like to do is I like to go in the normal, put your cursor exactly where you want to see the code, and then if you click on HTML source, it's going to take you directly to that spot in the code, so you can go ahead and see it. While I'm here in the HTML source, let me just show you where that, a lot of us use the pop-ups and alerts on our main page last year, and you can do the same thing this year. You go right after it says head, and that's where you would insert the code for the pop-up script so that it shows up. The preview screen is the next tab, and that shows you exactly how it's going to look once you upload it into Acuity. Inserting TeacherTube code, I already pretty much went through that earlier, so real easy to insert the code in the normal. Just again, insert, this is where you would insert a graphic if you wanted to. Any graphics that you have placed into your folder will show up. So that's the whole part of, as I began this, with getting organized, collecting your pictures that you want, so that when you do come across, oh, I want to put this picture here, you don't have to go find it from whatever folder it is. If you've placed it in where you want it, then you'll just be able to go ahead and click on your beautiful mug and insert the picture, whatever you want. Okay. So that's pretty much all I have figured out so far with PageBreeze. If you have any questions with how to do that, go ahead, give me a call or an email. If you have any questions of something you want to do but can't figure it out, again, give me a call, send me an email, and I can try and help you figure it out. Okay, good luck.